Hello everybody and welcome to our Game 1 of the semi-finals, Qualification 1 for the Ultimate Team Tournament 2. And on the south side of Eindhoven country, playing as the United Kingdom Forces, UKF, it is the Seeking guy, and his partner today playing as the Soviets. Creative name.
All right, and up in the north, we have an austere player going on Eindhoven country, Love Nest, who has already picked Jaeger Armor Doctrine. Already geared up and ready to go. Who else is down south?
Well, actually, in the north, we still have DevM, who's playing as the OKW. And we'll just cover that, actually. Jaeger Armor right from the start. It's always good to see when you have a 2v2 team, I think, that has a defined strategy. To me, it kind of suggests that they know this map very well. They have a kind of a thing going on that they know works very well. And it's a nice, confident start. But interesting for DevM, whether it's intentional or not, he has not picked his commander at the start, which means this might be DevM just kind of hanging around to be flexible to whatever the situation is going to be.
Oh, we already have our first engagement down on the fuel on the right-hand side. Soviet and OKW forces are exchanging fire. Storm Pioneers, realizing their situation, pull back and wait for Volk squads to help them out, while Soviet forces stay in cover and wait to push.
That's really nice, all the units hugging cover there. The Storm Pioneers came off really badly in that first engagement, losing 2 models. Really reduces the effective output that unit has right at the start of the game. But fuel for both Axis and Allies safely in the hands of both teams for the start. And what a great cutoff here.
Yes, also we got British forces coming in from the Seeking guy, coming in on the Sturm squad. He's trying to stop it from retreating, trying to put his men in there to slow them down while his men open fire. I don't think he'll get a kill on it, but he's definitely trying to get another model out.
I really love what he's doing here to run the unit in front just so he can keep blocking the model. I mean, say what you want about this, it's pretty high level.
Yes, no, and any squad you can knock out, especially early game, is a big blow to the enemy.
Absolutely.
But also can be a big blow to yourself if, unfortunately, you put your men in a precarious situation.
You've got to have a lot of balls, I think, to do that against DevM, because, you know, you don't want to make DevM angry in Game 1. I think that's one of the well-known rules of Company of Heroes 2 at competitive level. You keep DevM calm.
Yes. No, don't have him be vengeful really early on. But that being said, Creative Name getting a flamethrower unit, Engineer Squad pushing on in, breaking those Grenadiers and splitting them off into 2 separate directions. Meanwhile, British Infantry moving on in. Really good flow right now, and they're going to probably be able to keep the middle under their control if they can go in and cap it.
It's been a really nice early game, and just utilizing crazy offensive pressure at the start. There's a good flank from Seeking guy on the back of Love Nest's MG42. And again, just reducing and removing like all of the suppression platforms that Axis have are going to allow the Allies to continually use this strategy of just pushing up all of the infantry squads and just trying to keep that mass territory.
That being said, DevM is angry. He has 3 units all close-knit together, going straight for the Brits. And seeing this, he pulls back. Not a bad idea. Oh. But Storm Pioneer squad trying to get that British squad down. He will escape, but he's very low on health.
I think this will actually work out better for the Allies because Axis have taken a lot of health damage at the start of the game here, and it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get health back on their units. Maybe a little bit easier for the Allies if we see the Brits go on with the medical supplies, but actually when the Brits come back in with their strength, they're going to be able to muscle Axis off the map again, I think.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about the Brits right now, after pre-patches, they actually have a medic squad in their base, so if he wants to, he can make sure that he has a quick heal up the unit sooner rather than waiting for all of his units to slowly upgrade the medics, although that's exactly what he's doing. He's making sure they all have medic squads. Ooh. Actually, speaking of which, on the right, we have more the remaining bits of DevM's forces trying to hold out, but there's just too many Soviet forces, and they're just pushing on in with a universal carrier, backing them up with a nice MG upgrade.
Yeah, nice to have the Vickers on the Universal Carrier. You can see infantry squads. They've got a bit of health back.
Whoa!
I think we heard mines on the left-hand side.
Yes,
there, so
left
really
munitions.
Yeah.
There's a one model Brit squad barely alive in the middle of that minefield.
This is like really good from Love Nest. If anybody's watched Love Nest play like 1v1 in any of the big 1v1 tournaments, like you see him utilizing his resources at every single moment to do things like laying mines. He'll constantly be taking models off of a squad here and there. And, you know, it's like it just adds up over time so well. You know, got to be really, really careful when playing against Love Nest in that way. And I'd say actually this one model is very lucky to be alive.
Yes. No, it is. And especially he has to be very careful at exiting that area. Actually, though, good news. Devem on the right-hand side by the castle, he saw the Soviets placing down mines and is now trying to uproot them. So he's not falling for it. He saw what the Soviets were doing and make sure he got minesweepers for his Sturm squad to pick them up.
Oh, there's a very last minute defense of the fuel point for Axis on the left-hand side there. Yeah, that's a little left before that was captured or neutralized, sorry.
Not yet. 222 coming on in against the Universal Carrier. He's charging it down and trying to knock that out. I don't see any snare.
The Universal Carrier is going through a minefield. He's got to be so careful. Scout car could have chased in. It's going to go out of control. Wow, that minefield from Love Nest really paid off there.
No, absolutely it has. The 222 just had to scare it to death, honestly, right into the minefield for a KO. And yeah, with that, they'll hold their fuel and keep that supply chain going, at least for the foreseeable future.
And that is really, that's really problematic. A lot of resources there. Right at the start, heavy investment of munitions to go down straight away. The Universal Carrier was really instrumental in helping just control the OKW forces.
However, we do have a counter to the 222. Always, it's just a slow build-up. An armored car is on the field, so the AEC is right now between British and Soviet forces in mid. I'm assuming it's going to go after that 222, firing at the engineer with the flamethrower.
I don't know, I would hope that they would play a bit more careful right now, because after losing the Universal Carrier like that, you know, the last thing they want to do is be using the AEC kind of on the front lines. I would fully expect right now that unit is just going to be keeping infantry units from taking points on the far right and the far left, perhaps with Seeking and Creative Name just putting their infantry up the middle. But at the moment, we look at the army composition. Creative Name and Seeking Guy do not have kind of a varied loadout right now. They're just heavily infantry. No support weapons really whatsoever. We see a mortar just coming up in the middle from Seeking Guy, but that's about it. And this is probably going to be fairly easily countered by Love Nest and DevM.
No, and then you counter that with Love Nest, who did bring out a pack gun, does have MG support, and Insane DevM, who also has an MG, and at this point, again, hopefully gets additional forces, but he's a little more in the front line, based with a lot more Vulcan frontline units. But pack gun is positioned, does hit the AEC, forces it back into actually right near the mortar pit. And that's right now in the center of the map.
Relatively useless for the moment. By the way, Devim has gone with his commander, so he's going to play Overwatch Doctrine, which is really interesting. So we might get to see some Goliaths played. And Devim, of course, just really good positioning on the right-hand side. He has the MG34 there, which was just stopping the conscripts from flanking. Already got G43s upgraded on the Jaeger Light Infantry squad. And now Axis are going to get double fuel, which is huge. And infantry squad wipe there from Seeking Guy.
Yes. Oh, it's not just
starting to go bad really quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's... Oh, wait. Oh, my God, that one-man Volk squad retreating by the 222 on the right. AEC got hit again, had to fall back. Luckily, again, that mortar pit's doing some work, at least keeping the OKW and austere forces at bay a little bit. Meanwhile, there's a small attempt at a push on the left munitions. Grenadiers held up for as long as they could, but they denied the enemy those resources.
This is a really difficult position to be in this game at the moment for Creative Name and Seeking Guy. The mortar there, pretty good position for the mortar, I'd say, but unless they get something up there to defend it, I'm pretty sure that the AT gun and infantry section's going to be able to deal with that, especially OKW with the incendiary grenades. Loveness has brought out a sniper, and no hold fire on it at the moment, so I assume it's not for recon.
Yeah, yeah, right now we haven't seen any sort of, well, oh wait, no, we actually do. We have a T-70 being made by Creative Name right now, and Seeking Guy going with Royal Artillery Regiment.
Yeah,
hopefully they can...
Valentine on the field really quickly, and I don't blame him, to be honest. A lot of his manpower now is going to have to be spent on kind of like the call-ins, because teching when you have no units is a really difficult decision to make from the manpower perspective. So no surprises there, I think.
No, you're not wrong. But now they know what Seeking Guy has gone, and I'm assuming, based on the amount of units that the OKW has gone, I'm assuming they know there. Loveness is a little more varied, but nice thing about Creative Name is that commander has such a nice variety of abilities that at least he can come up with any single scenario with the guards troops for long range, PPSHs for close range. Hopefully, the more this game goes on, he's able to adapt to the situation at hand.
I'm actually, I've got to say that Seeking Guy and Creative Name, whilst being in a really, really horrible position a few times, they're still kind of holding on at the moment. And Company of Heroes is a game where you can always recover if you do the right things, but you've got to have nerves of steel in this position to get this right. Axis right now, they're trying to go for a triple cap.
No, yeah, and that's the nice thing about them. They're hitting in quick strikes in a variety of areas to try to find a weak point, which did work a little bit, but unfortunately that did open them up for that mortar pit to be attacked with Volk squads coming on in. I don't know if they were trying to throw some incendiaries on there, but they didn't work out quite as well. Valentine and AEC is now driving the Volk squads back while Grenadiers try to grab that midpoint. They will cap. Oh, they will cap it just before the conscripts can get inside. The conscripts immediately retreat from the area. Oh, meanwhile, Pack Gun actually really well positioned, coming in right to the side of the mortar pit to the left. Grenadiers providing that recon, so they're trying to remove it from play.
Yeah, it's good that they managed to force the brace there, but they don't have any OKW infantry to get the incendiary grenade on afterwards. And really good smoke as well. Just deployed down there. I think that was the Valentine that came in there to smoke the AT gun. That would force it to ground
Valentine
attack.
coming in for the clutch. Well, let's see. We have 5-man British infantry squad, so at least he is bringing up to some capacity to hold out against the ever-evolving German threat of having either better equipment with those LMGs or SCG-44s.
I think that Seeking Guy's overcommitted here with the Valentine. He's going to be chasing down the sniper. Will he get it? He does, but can he get the Valentines out of there? He spots the tier 4, but down goes the Valentine.
Right there as well. Not a chance.
I mean, was that worth it? That's Seeking's already kind of struggling with keeping a lot of units on the field right now. 100% sure if that was the right decision. I think he could have got it out of there if he was prepared to give the sniper away.
Yeah, and it is a lot of manpower for the enemy to lose, but that's also a lot of resources that you're also throwing to the side. And right now the best unit they currently have, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, now they're just now getting an AT gun with the Soviets. So right now the best thing they have against any sort of armor is that AEC.
Yeah, AEC is going to be useful at least. It's got some really useful abilities that will no doubt aid the AT gun. Something just died there from the Soviets. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but here's the T-70. Great
T-70,
Faust
yeah.
from the Volksgrenadiers, finished off by the Panzer IV, which just arrived on the field. The Panzer IV is now going to be a really big target for the Allies to deal with. Devem's got such great control over that side Grey Shot. Seriously, they've got double fuel. They're continually pumping it out. Like,
yeah, and that's just not allowing the Germans to get better armor. That's denying the Soviets and the British a chance to get something to compete with the Loveness and Devem's forces. So, but if they can get some additional forces via their manpower, they might be able to do something interesting. Also, good job on Creative Name there, and also on Seeking Guy. They're all right now on the left-hand side, BP, trying to clear all those mines that keep being set down so they can take the points. being harassed though by a 2-2-2. Oh.
So nice to see, by the way, all of the points, like the fuel points and everything.
Another battle going on right hand side. Sorry. By the castle. The AEC is battling the Panzer IV. Knocked out its track for just a brief moment. Volk squads are currently taking the point. We're trying to Panzerfaust it as well. They do get incendiary on the AT gun, but British reinforcements will drive them back. Might get a kill if they're lucky on the retreating Volk squad.
Oh, they'd be very lucky to get it with that distance. But if you have a look at the right side fuel right now, I love this. You know, the points are all booby trapped. They've got the flares on them, so as soon as the squad goes there, the flares go up, and that I think is actually giving the sight for the MG34. So really, really good from DevM. He doesn't then need the Volksgrenadiers around to give vision for it. You know, the flares will do it. So it's really, really nice play from DevM.
Yeah, and that poor conscript coming in right behind the MG, thinking it was going to knock it up, and unfortunately Panzer IV gets an excellent shot, knocks out 3 models. A few more get taken out on the retreat, but oh wait, artillery's now coming in from the ZIS, trying to knock out the MG, but fortunately is able to escape.
That's good from creative names. So AT gun helping to get the MG34 away. A couple of conscripts come in. Getting this fuel point right now is absolutely essential. You can see creative name just trying to bring that AT gun up to deal with the Panzer IV when it comes back in. Meanwhile, in the center, we do actually have creative name managed to get a green cover sandbag up. So fortunately, the 5-man Tommy squads can actually get some efficient fighting done whilst holding that so valuable VP that they absolutely have to cling on to now. They have no other choice.
Don't worry, the Austere has this great thing to deal with that heavy cover. Brumbar has been deployed and it's already pushed back a squad of British infantry section to the left of the center VP. Right now they're the AC and AT gun are trying to redeploy to figure out how to take that out. AC actually hitting it from behind. Does knock out the Brumbar's engine. But the Pack 40 drives the AC back. Ooh.
There's a lot going on here. I don't know if creative name just got spotted laying that mine there. Nope,
oh no,
like
DevM's been incredibly forward and oh wait, he does not matter. He walks right into the mine. But he's at least been aware of his mine placements for the time being. As he's trying to get minesweepers and trying to clear him up, but I guess he's like, nah, I'll just sacrifice a few men.
There's only so much you can do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good choice actually with Brumbar from Love Nest because there's really no need for him to wait for the elephant at the moment. They've had so much fuel, they've had double fuel for ages, and only right now are we really seeing some kind of balanced fuel income for both the Allies and Axis. So 23 for the Allies per minute, 29 for the Axis, and this is not a situation you want to be in. Axis are much better when they have these like top tier vehicles on the field. It makes it all that harder to deal with, but also check out the veterancy. I mean, really there's a lot of veterancy, especially for DevM, who's just played a really solid game on the right so far.
Also give a little shout out to Creative Name, also has a number of vetted units. And at the very least, he's getting himself 2 AT guns to try to combat more of the German armor that's on the field right now. And same thing with Seeking Guide. They're at least aware of the presence of and the deficiency they have with their own armor. So they're like, okay, let's make sure we have enough AT guns so that way if the Brumbar does show up, we can make sure we get enough hits in to drive it back.
Sure. By the way, Panzer IV on the right-hand side just triggered a mine on the right VP. Unfortunately, no tanks, no AT to try and deal with that. And looks like Panzer IV is going to get away unharmed.
Yeah,
it was a shame to see that happen.
He's trying to send over some forces, but in the castle, a really well-placed MG held him back. And while there is some artillery coming in from the AT gun, the MG simply replaced itself and is putting himself in a better position.
Oh, great shot. Watching DevM play is so enjoyable, you know, like he had 2 squads here, and like when one squad is continuing to run forward to the green cover position where some guards were, the other throws the grenade, like forcing them to move a little bit more, and just that constant forcing of movement so the guard squad is not accurate, so they can't throw grenades in retaliation. It's really enjoyable to watch. someone DevM play like this.
Again, knowing how your enemy can fight you the best, so that way you can deal with it. Be like, no, I'm gonna make sure they're not in a good position. But actually, speaking of which, a good drive back. Really good defense by Loveness over here, making sure they keep that munition. So right now, even if they don't have the fuel yet, they'll probably get in a moment for a double fuel cap. They'll at least have double munitions for right now, which is very, very helpful. Maybe we'll see a Goliath before this game is done. But
by the way, DevM has gone for an artillery piece up in the base there, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be going on the mortar in the center. But love the choice. And I always like when you've got opponents who are making kind of like heavy, indirect fire plays, whether with like mass mortars, Katyushas, or mortar pits, that kind of thing. You know, with a Vet 1 artillery piece from the Germans, they have the counter battery ability, and it's so accurate on the return fire, like much more accurate than normal fire. So that will really render any indirect fire useless as the game goes on.
No, absolutely. Doesn't do as much as he might have liked, but it did weaken the health of the AT guns by ever so slightly. Although good news, we do have a KV-1 in development, so at least that is some form of heavy armor that the Soviets are and the British are deploying. Oh, meanwhile, Panzer IV in the castle gets an excellent shot on all the British infantry in cover, driving them back, keeping the castle under their control.
Great shot. I can't tell you how much rests right now on this KV-1.
Yes. Oh no, you say that, and literally the Allied defenses in the middle are breaking. The artillery, the pack guns, they're either pushing back a lot of the and killing a lot of the support equipment, or barely keeping it afloat as the mortar pit's very low on health now. AC now try and hit that pack 40 right next to the center VP and drive it back with British infantry coming on in. Rumbar though and 222 are opening fire on them. They're gonna need some Allied support. KV-1, where are you?
KV-1 seems to be trying to fire through a tiny little gap in a wall on the right-hand side, and this is such a key unit right now. Allies dropping down to 75 points, we just heard there. Seeking Guy is having to call in perimeter overwatch just so they can get a little bit of a grip on what's happening right now, collect themselves, but Seeking Guy is totally unprepared for this at the moment. All units pretty much back in base, no health. It is going to be Creative Name trying to hold most of the map on his own at the moment. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to last.
Well, at the very least, with that perimeter overwatch, that does give them time to where the British artillery will try to keep their positions they currently have under their control. And he is trying to grab territory. He has the victory point on the far right, and he's grabbing the munitions on the far left. And the Valentine looks like to be going in to support him as well. And they are taking mid. Right now, a Vet 3 conscript squad is trying to hold the line. Panzer IV, though, now up to Veteran C2, is trying to pop shots. But the KV-1 coming on to the left. Actually, AC died to the pack guns.
Yep, there is a Valentine's on the left that just took out the scout car. And this Valentine, I think, is like trying to go into hero mode at the moment. He just passes the wreckage of another Valentine and is like, actually, no, we're not going to go that close.
Nope.
KV-1 going to take a Faust, and really important actually that units like the KV-1 don't get taken down by the AT guns here. It's probably the only thing they've got that is keeping the Axis at bay, able to put up with a lot of damage.
Valentine tank is right next to the Axis base though. I think he's trying to search for either the artillery and or Panzerwerfer. He spots it, but do we have any artillery or anything coming on in? No, we do not.
Not at the moment, no. By the way, Allies have managed to get a triple cap in return, so they're starting to put some pressure on. I think it's going to be short-lived, to be honest with you, but really good effort from them.
Yeah, Storm Pioneers and Grenadiers are coming on in to capture that midpoint, and right now their own forces are spread thin, so I mean, like, for example, Creative Name can't get a break. Pack guns keep firing at that KV-1, bringing it down to low health. Now the Valentine tank's there, but the pack guns will probably do the same to it.
Maxim there from Creative Name really just didn't suppress either of the two squads there. The chance was missed. Now we've got Overwatch coming in on top of the AT gun and the KV-1.
That should be enough air support to keep the Soviets at bay and help them lock down the castle, which in turn will help them lock down that right VP.
Valentine again sees a really good opportunity here. There's some rear armor on the Panzer IV.
Wait.
I hear a Stuka coming in. Where's
Stuka
that going to be?
By the mortar pit, I think. Oh, good brace, though. Stops it from really doing much damage, but the Panzer IV did not make it from the Valentine. Good play there.
It's so crucial right now. There's still Overwatch coming in, targeting the Valentine. Going to push that off the field for a while, but Allies, they're still not draining VPs at the moment. Left VP just capped by Love Nest, so timer has started again. This time we have a T-34, so Creative Name has managed to get something useful out on the field. Going to help deal with the infantry on the right, and hopefully Creative Name can just run over there now and grab that VP. Allies, by the way, I don't know how they're doing this, but they're playing out of their skin right now to deal with what DevM and Loveness had.
No, they're throwing everything they have to keep the Loveness and DevM's forces back. Right now, that T-34 that you mentioned is on the right, trying to keep the infantry at bay, hopefully allowing that MG to quickly rush on over and get the cap. Oh, looks like it will be able to. But no, we have a Cromwell now in development by Seeking Guy, hopefully to come out and bring additional armor. That being said, DevM is not going down without a fight. Panther has been deployed on the field. He's coming in to deal with that pesky KV-1, which is actually, I believe, about to... Yes, it is. It's going to hit a German mine by the castle.
Bad timing. Panther's an interesting choice because, like, probably more threat from infantry than anything else.
I'm assuming you want something to make sure you can put down that KV-1. Oh, but good Panzerwerfer. Bringing the mortar pit down a little bit, but really forcing the engineers to retreat. Which he really would have needed to help that KV-1 get back up to operational status, while the Panther right now is trying to knock it out.
The game's really heated up. Really heated up. Cromwell on the left-hand side trying to deal with Pack 40. DevM and Loveness just getting pushed back constantly. You've got the 7-man conscripts now. They're just forcing the squads to retreat. The Panther not really able to do anything at the moment, but Seeking Guy comes in with 2 AT guns, and they're just putting the pressure on. It's huge. Really, really huge. They're going to be able to get enough resources from this to start bringing out more of their own vehicles. They're going to get another triple cap, and it's just come out of nowhere right now. Creative Name needs to get his engineers over to just repair some of these tanks, and I would say that they're probably, you know, back toe-to-toe with DevM and Lovenest in terms of opportunities.
No, yeah, now Lovenest and DevM are now being forced back. That being said, both sides have about an equal population, so I don't know if Creative Name and Seeking Guy can really keep this pressure going for too long before the Germans reinforce their units and come back swinging, at least in one front or another. As well as DevM and Lovenest have plenty of VPs. They have no time that they really have to really force themselves to go. They can sit back, slowly build up and attack the British and Soviet forces, and then just hold the VPs for about a minute or two, and that's it.
It's not easy to do this with 34 VPs. We still have to be realistic. One good push, this could be over, but
exactly.
It's really good so far. I just want to point out that you've got 2 engineers for Creative Name. Both of them, well, they've got Vet 2 and Vet 3, so both of them having increased repair speeds, which is just so useful for the Allies to have that quick repair speed right now. They've been instrumental in wiping squads, kind of like routing all of the support weapons from Lovenest and DevM.
Yeah, and they're right now that lifeline for that mortar pit, which has gotten 17 kills respectively, holding the area around the middle VP to the right fuel. Meanwhile, we do have a small attack going on left against that VP point, with British forces pulling on back. They should be able to walk on in and grab the VP, which will start the bleed for the Allies, unless they can grab mid. Here's a Cromwell tank. It could drop some smoke to stop the suppression. Oh, meanwhile, the artillery currently pounding the mortar pit once again.
Just thinking, where's that at the moment? Good Panzerwerfer. It's
Ooh.
a lot of artillery there, and actually, sadly, not much damage. Creative Name only has to go back to kind of heal some squads there and not actually replace any models, which is pretty decent.
He will, but
that... on the right-hand side, by the way, T-34 is coming in. It spots the Panzerwerfer and should be able to get a kill in this, surely. There it is. It's such a light vehicle, simply one shot is going to be able to deal with it. And now the T-34 is going to try and get out of there. Can it do anything special before it gets back
he actually
home?
was about to walk into that pack gun since he repositioned it. Nope, Panzer IV got it.
Panzerwerfer wasn't doing too much, so it's not the biggest pull in the world, but...
They did get the Panzer IV. The Cromwell came in with a 6-pounder backing it and knocked it out. Oh, but the pack gun gets it on the retreat. Oof. And now we have Loveness bringing in his elephant. That's going on to mid. AT guns using artillery around the Panther. Maybe focus on the Panther. KV-1 can only take so many hits.
The elephant had its first shot then. Not sure if the Cromwell quite realized.
Yeah, right now it's like, again, they can use that to keep the armor back, and all they have to do is try to get an infantry to grab those points. They have pushed the Allies down to 22 victory points, so they're slowly strangling Creative Name and Seeking Guy, but these two are just not going down without a fight. And actually, you're launching an assault against the elephant, knocking out the pack gun that's supporting it. It was a Vet 3 one as well. It's a critical
By the way,
loss.
Cromwell is trying to get on the rear armor of the Brum Bear. It's a really good push. The guards are just preventing the elephant from being able to deal with this. The Cromwell's going in, but it doesn't manage to get the last shot off before the elephant turns around and takes a huge shot at it.
Wait.
Creative Name gets on top of the AT gun.
Well, actually, good news. 6-pounders knocked out the Brumbar. Got one final shot in and neutralized it. Meanwhile, they have been stealing the German packs.
This is a beautiful game. I have to say that. I really hope, I just have this thing in me right now, and it's like, I really hope that they actually win this, because it would be so amazing to see a team come back from the chaotic situation that we saw about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Right now, their biggest issue is that Volk squad in mid. It is so very close capping the point, but also very, very low. He gets the cap, but he loses the squad. I don't know. That is a very high ranking or high veterancy squad to lose just trying to capture a point, which engineers are now going to cap. He's moving his Verkanwerfer into mid to try to stop them from decapping. I don't know. It's a Vec 2 Verkanwerfer.
This is desperation, absolute desperation. It suggests to me that DevM and Loveness think that they're in a really, really bad position here, and they're just trying to cling on to VPs all they can. Loveness just being pushed off the left-hand side. Allies now have a chance for a triple cap. And DevM and Loveness, they have enough VPs to just play this cool, rebuild an army, and have another... All they've got to do is take 2 VPs and hold. But you can just feel that they're a little bit flustered by this.
They're flustered. We're quite enjoying it, this counterattack by the Allies. And again, you're right, the British are able to take left, although this Verkanwerfer in mid does get the decap, so they'll continue to bleed for the Allies. Oh, nope. Not even enough for one. The conscripts will go back. And I didn't even see the elephant apparently got snared. It has an engine crit and very low on health, so it will be some time before it's brought up to action. He does have 2 Pioneer squads to help it out. But that's the only piece of armor Loveness has. DevM currently has the Panther, also very low. So right now, I believe the Allies can essentially, except for some infantry units on the right, can go anywhere they want, capture, and try to lock down those areas of high interest.
Yes, I don't know how they've done this. I really don't know.
Yeah.
How they've done this, but they're playing really, really well. Probably better actually when they're under a little bit of pressure. I really love the way that they've worked this as well, because they seem to be communicating. They flick on the perimeter overwatch, and that allows them to know that their territories are going to be safe while they push the kind of avenues they need to push. you know, to wipe units or get snares on things like the Elephant. And the fact that they've just been able to do that to keep the Elephant at bay and allow some of the other vehicles to be so effective on the field, you know, really, really good. But 14 VPs left, and it's just going to take one good move from DevM and Lovenest. Unless it's a triple cap, I don't really think there's any major problems for DevM and Lovenest right now.
No, and again, they just need one good thrust, but they're slowly building up their forces. Their armor is healed at this point and moving back into, or moving out of their base. We also have gotten ourselves some freshly produced Obosoldaten. We got the Volk squads coming back for some quick heals to deploy. Grenadiers are now moving in against the Valentine and the Cromwell. But a line, oh my god, Seeking Guy having 3 AT guns currently hitting the Elephant. A lot of them bounce, but still. You can't say the Allies do not have enough AT in this battle.
No, they've been really good, actually. I noticed they've been capping at the right moments as well. They're putting a lot of pressure, even just by capturing the AT guns that they find up the field and turning them on their opponents. We could see a Vet 3 Grenadier go down here, and it does to the Tommies, who are just marauding up the field right now. Very, very little to stop them. Of course, the Panther not greatly effective, the Elephant not particularly effective, and Lovenest loses one of the Pioneer squads, essential, really, in keeping things like the Elephant and the Panther repaired.
And I think that's also like been a key in this. The Germans have been just being a little more willing to sacrifice their forces, a little bit more at desperation, thinking they could easily... Oh, by the way, a perimeter overwatch is in effect, so that Sturm Pioneer squad taking the left-hand point almost dies from it. But meanwhile, the Brits, we can currently see squads with up to 34 kills with British infantry section, and then Creative Knave having a ton of his engineers, conscripts, even guard troops up to Vet 3 veterancy.
You see with the Cromwell, sorry, with the Valentine, just sitting there kind of getting massive views with the observation mode. You know, that's actually allowing the vision for the AT guns to be so effective, and the Allies can just line up this row of AT guns, and the Panther and the Elephant are just completely useless. And, you know, the Elephant is slow. It's not like it can go left and right easily. Like, once it's on the left, you pin it to the left, and where's it going? You know, they're completely locked down right now.
Yeah, and right now, well-positioned guard troops with DPs are just out shooting those Volks. Volk squads immediately pull on back. Elephant repositioning to the left-hand VP. That Valentine now with the veterancy 3. Elephant focusing on it. It shoots, but misses. I think that's like the second or third miss since it's been over there. But now an army of AT guns.
The Brumbar, I think, is the right choice, because the infantry is really what's killing them in this game right now. So I think actually we see DevM as well, like trying to go for double Obersoldaten, because they recognize that infantry here is the real issue in the game. So they've got to like rely on the Elephant really for the anti-tank, and then just pump out whatever they can. They're working together. You can see like DevM and Lovenest just going to the same side. It's a real show of how desperate they are.
Desperation, but that doesn't mean that that's causing them to oh wait, hold on, does it make bad mistakes? They're focusing their group, they're trying to like work together in order to hold the line against the Allies and try to make some good plays. They at least captured one VP. Valentine tank Panzerfaust by the left VP by a combination of Lovenest Grenadier and the Panther bringing it down on health. Really good play there, but a line of, oh my god, AT guns might push that Panther back with ease.
Oh my word, the Valentine. Seriously? The Valentine managed to get away with a slither of health, and there's 3 AT guns nearly taking down the Panther. That is crazy. And now we've got the Cromwell, the 3 AT guns, the Elephant, maybe, sorry, the Brumbear, maybe coming a little bit too far forward and a little bit too close. Has to be very, very careful of these AT guns.
Yeah, no, the Lovenest and DevM, like they unfortunately in this situation need that Panzerwerfer or need their LAFH to get a lucky hit on those AT guns, because that's what's unfortunately being really helpful driving back the Axis armor. No matter if it's a Panther or Brumbar, no matter what, Seeking Guy comes on in and just drives it back with him just one volley of fire.
Wow. when you look at the player cards right now, you know, and maybe like 20-25 minutes ago we were like, oh, this is pretty much over for the Allies. They've got nothing, you know. He's having to rely on call-ins because he's not going to want to use his manpower to tech. But now we're seeing the Axis come down to 137 VPs. They have far less on the field and far less equipment that's able to deal with the current threats on the field. DevM here is trying to make a pretty big push now in the south, because they're just desperate to get on top of that VP.
No, they are. They do not. They at least they get that pack gun decrewed, which is good. You know, they can, hopefully maybe they can even get that pack 40 back under their control. But right now, a lot of Sudan had to retreat. Grenadier Squad will at least capture the VP, so that'll be 1 for Loveness and DevM. They need 2 more. Right now, it looks like the Panther and Burkhan are trying to hold back the KV-1 in mid, trying to hit them along the sides.
Grey Shot, get ready for this, because Allies have access to the IL-2 Sturmovik and Perimeter Overwatch. They can be incredibly offensive and defensive at the same time here. And I think they're just waiting. I think they're just waiting for that one moment where Axis just show some weakness in the line, and then we're going to see chaos.
We do have a random German unit heading along the right-hand side. Conscripts are lying in wait. Actually, we even have a minefield on top of another, a mine on top of another mine that exploded. Hopefully giving the impression that there's nothing there.
Looks like covered, to be honest. AT guns there. Elephant is now veterancy 2, but just cannot get close enough with the AT guns there. Just really, really good kiting in with the tanks around the AT gun positions. There's a T-34 on the right-hand side, which has just helped to defend the VP on the right from being captured. And Axis now below 100 VPs. You'd have never thought this would happen, but somehow it has, as Creative Name comes in for an amazing flank on the Elephant.
Oh, I would say bringing the Brumbar, but it's so low as well, and being hit by all those AT guns. Brought down. Elephant incredibly low. Bounce off the Brumbar. Bounce off the Elephant. One shot would probably put either of them down. KV-1 trying to put in that shot. Another bounce off the Elephant.
There it goes. Elephant down.
Finally.
Can we get the Brumbear down as well? I think DevM has got a Panther on the field. So does Loveness, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Brumbear somehow still survives, but Valentine just so instrumental in getting recon for the AT guns, is still kiting in and out. KV-1 actually goes down. Brumbear survives.
Yeah, it missed another shot and it bounced another shot, but luckily the line of 6-pounders and packs finally put that down. And Sturmovik strike coming on in, stopping that huge grouping of infantry in mid with the Volks and the Burkhan and the Grenadiers all grouped together, getting a nice strafe there.
This is Axis. This is insane. They're such a strong team, DevM and Loveness, and they were in such a good position. And to just be taken down this way from the position they were in is incredible. Like, Creative Name and Seeking are just, they're just really making a name for themselves right now. And I hope to God the rest of the series is going to be like this.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, another Panther goes down trying to sneak itself around the left-hand side with some infantry. Does not work. And then right now in mid, they're making a desperate gamble, trying to take that point, but Perimeter Overwatch is in effect, so yeah, that's not happening.
How many times have we said, but Perimeter Overwatch is in effect? But there we go.
They drop?
Yep, that's it. First game is going to go to Creative Name and the Seeking guy. What a first game.